Hello and welcome to Bourbon Forage Fishing. I hope you are doing well. Experimenting with some new OBS stuff, trying to eliminate my background and look more professional molding into this slideshow here. Today we are talking about the bourbon secondary market. We've seen some price decreases in the last year and a half, fairly substantial, 20 to 40% pretty much across the board on allocated and rare bottles. And I think we're going to continue to see these slides. Now, it's long been rumored that the reason that rare bourbons and allocated bourbons, the reason that the prices are so high is because of these crazy creatures that nobody likes out there in the bourbon whiskey world, right? Bottle flippers are guys that go out, buy bourbon, and just buy bourbons they know that they can sell in the secondary market for a markup, basically, and make money. And some people, it's rumored, make a lot of money or good money doing this, and or make a living doing this. So we're going to dispel this myth of this bottle flipper propping up prices in the whiskey secondary market, right? So first of all, the prices of whiskey in the secondary market are dependent 100%, as all things are in economies, on supply and demand, okay? Rare whiskeys and allocated whiskeys are expensive because there's a limited supply of them and there's a really high demand for them. And that high demand with low supply creates inflation, right? Too few products, too many dollars chasing too few products causes prices to rise, right? So there's a myth circulating online that these bourbon flippers are pushing the prices of allocated bourbons up, and quite frankly, that's not true. If people didn't pay the exorbitant amounts for these bottles, they wouldn't be high priced. It's that simple. Now, I have to say, as somebody who's been in the whiskey world, I've known hundreds of people who are in the whiskey world. I've bought bottles on secondary. I've sold bottles on secondary. I have yet, of the hundreds of people that I've met a whiskey flipper, all right? This mythical creature, this guy that goes around buying bottles and selling them exclusively. I've never met that person before. As far as I can tell, as far as I can see, 98% of the sales on secondary markets are whiskey connoisseurs, whiskey collectors, whiskey drinkers like you and me, right? More often than not, you get, like you see in this picture, a guy who gets 3 bottles of one thing, let's say, Jack Daniel's Coy Hills. He tries one bottle, he likes it a lot. Maybe he doesn't super like it, so he says, I'm going to trade these 2 bottles because I don't super like the Jack Daniel's. I'll keep one bottle, it's good, but I'm going to trade these other 2 or sell these other 2 to recoup some of my losses, right? Or maybe he really likes the bottle a lot. He says, I think I'll keep a backup bottle for the one I opened, and I'll sell the third one, kind of, help pay for the other 2. That's, again, 98% of bourbon secondary sales, purchases are just that. It's just ordinary, regular guys on the internet selling extra bottles they have. Oh, so, like I said, I don't think the whiskey flipper really exists. I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, this creature did exist. I've read articles about it, saw that people, there were people supposedly making lots of money doing this. But they would be on social media and things. Social media has completely cleaned up any kind of shady secondary alcohol sales. Because, again, that was completely an asinine law. It's totally unenforceable. Selling alcohol in the secondary market or outside of retail is illegal, technically, although everybody does it. So good luck enforcing that law. It's a nonsense law, but it is illegal. So social media's companies have picked up on it, and they do, you've seen, like, you'll sometimes see on Instagram or Facebook or some of these social media things, stores, like online stores and things. These are very possibly bottle flippers, but they just get wiped off of social media so quickly. So I think maybe whiskey flippers 4 or 5 years ago did exist in very, very small numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if there was less than 100 of them. The fantastic prices you see for allocated rare whiskey is just a consequence of market economics. It's just supply and demand, folks. It's just the way it is, you know. Everybody wants to be with the cute girl at school, or the prettiest girl at school, or the hottest cheerleader. You know, that's just the way it is. Everybody wants these bottles. It's a supply and demand issue. Let me know in the comment section down below, have you ever met a whiskey flipper? Like most people who are into whiskey do trading or do a little sales of their extra bottles here and there. Have you ever met one of these fabled whiskey flippers? And so let me know in the comment section down below. I think it's bullshit. I think it's completely made up. I think it's a fantasy. I think it's mostly from folks on places like Reddit, very butthurt Marxists, leftist type who can't get their hands on good whiskey, and so they're really upset about the whiskey flippers, this mythical creature out here taking all their beloved whiskeys. So let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching Bourbon Forage Fishing. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned. This winter is going to be very exciting. We're going to be opening up our Patreon, starting a Patreon here through YouTube, and we're going to be starting a Bourbon Hunters, ironically, university, along with, this is Bourbon Forage Fishing, the channel, some fishing universities, instructionals, videos that you can only exclusively get through Patreon. So I hope to get out there and help you guys catch more fish and catch more bourbon. So thank you for tuning in. Take care.